Do you remember where you were when it was announced? I do. I was at school next to a friend of mine, Emmeline, during mathematics. The school was supposed to close overmorrow due to quarantine. I was happy. Hell, everyone was happy. No school, no tests. But by now, I have the creeping suspicion that everyone wants to go back to how it was. Go back to sports, to their job, and yes, even back to school normally. Everyone is cooped up inside. In the past, sometimes as a conscious decision, nowadays more as an obligation to protect those that are the most vulnerable to this pandemic. But staying inside constantly eats you, not just physically, and then I'm talking about the COVID kilos, but also mentally. Depression rates have gone skyward, and especially with the youths as seen by worrying CBS statistics. What we need now is to address this issue. I'll be the first to say this. The world is, in addition to a health crisis, now also in a mental health crisis. In the past month, it was estimated around half of the youths deal with depression on a daily basis. And when I look around in my own life, I've noticed that. And we need to change that. And now I want that everyone in attendance remembers this very closely. It doesn't matter where you are in life, how low you think you've sunk, or how desperate the situation looks from behind the computer screen. This is not the end. This is not the end of the story. This is not the end of your chapter. This is probably not even the end of your page. And I know this is hard to hear, and I know this is hard to think about, but to get through this rough patch of water, you'll have to bite through the sour apple. What we need right now is help, listener. What you maybe need right now is help. I'll be the first to also admit I haven't been myself lately. I've been cheerless, had many a sleepless night, and I've even pondered the unthinkable. And I think I haven't been the only one around. But luckily I had people around me who care about me, who support me through these trying times, and those connections work the other way as well. This is what we need. That was my lifeline. That was my safety net. The dark clouds always obscure the edges of my field of view. Sometimes they crawl nearer, sometimes they stray further away, but they are always there. And you must remember that. They are there, and they will be there for a little while longer. Stomping out depression takes a long time, especially now. You must remember that it takes time, and you have to keep working on it. The ice may be broken, it now has to be pulverized. I want you to remember to maintain that safety net. Your first thought may be to distance yourself. I thought so too, but please don't do it. You'll see that sooner rather than later, the ropes will raffle, the net will lose its stretch, and eventually it will break. What we need now is to maintain the net. A few weeks ago, I heard the phrase of Thomas Chatterton: "Too often we suffer most sorely and thereby feel most poorly from dreaded aches and pains." We must remember that it will all come to an end sometime. There will be an end. We mustn't look dreadfully ahead into the spiral, and we mustn't dilly-dally with the how. You must act. What I achieve if I let myself go down the spiral is destructive behavior, instead of the productive behavior I've set out for myself, and what is needed to get through this. I've taken up drawing, painting, and singing, and although multiple mirrors have died, it's an outlet valve, and it helps. I want you to remember the following. Remain strong. Even this will eventually pass. There will be an end. What you need is just a helping hand to get you through this. Promise me you'll take the small steps. Take that extra walk and talk with your neighbor. Eat that extra sandwich or do something that brings joy. And soon you'll see that the end of the spiraling tunnel draws near. The tunnel can give you claustrophobia or fear of what happens outside, or you just don't want to leave the safety of the oppressive tunnel. But continue walking. Walk to the end of the tunnel. We need you here, outside, with us. There is an end. Don't give up. Never give up. Because as soon as you give up, depression wins. Don't give up. You're worthy of life. Nay, life is worthy of you, and you're more than worthy of it. You deserve to see what life has to offer. You are obligated to yourself to see the positive things it has to offer. The emotions may work against you, the sands of time may drown you, but promise me one thing, and I promise you the same. Your safety net will have your back. There will be an end to this. They'll inspire you, they'll support you, and I speak to you, anyone who needs to hear this. You'll get through this. There will be an end. There will be a time when when you'll be a source of inspiration for others in their darkest hour. They'll look to you and think, she did it, so can I. I guess what I'm trying to say is, what the world needs now is people like you, who care about the well-being of others in their darkest hour.